Sigma males are known as loners because they want to exist outside of the social structure. As a result, they have a stronger affinity for introverted MBTI personalities. Today, we'll look at the INTJ Sigma male archetype in particular, as well as how they perform at work and in relationships. This video is for you if you're a truth seeker who wants to learn more about yourself or the enigmatic individual on the outskirts of your life. Let's begin by defining what an INTJ is in a nutshell. The letters represent your personality focus in 4 dimensions. For INTJ, the I stands for introversion versus extraversion. The N stands for intuition versus sensing. The T stands for thinking versus feeling, and the J stands for judging versus perceiving. INTJs are extremely analytical and intellectual problem solvers as a result of this mix. INTJs excel in logical reasoning and like implementing new ideas to improve systems, structures, and processes. Hi guys, welcome to Inspiration Plug. Now let's get to how Sigma males act in the workplace. INTJ Sigmas on the surface appear reserved and solemn, but make no mistake, their cogs are continuously churning and they are constantly observing. They spend a lot of time thinking and trying to figure out the mechanisms behind everything they observe because they are curious creatures and lifelong learners. They accomplish this by thoroughly evaluating the information they receive, much like a computer's processing mechanism. When you ask them a question, you'll notice that they often think about their response for a long time before responding with a well thought out, smart, and complicated response. Many people would not describe this man as particularly warm or sociable. In fact, he might come across as blunt and professional during most interactions, but this is not personal. Simply put, he prefers to stick to facts. This no-holds-barred approach can produce issues in social circumstances, school, or the workplace, since if someone's ideas don't make logic, the INTJ Sigma will not hesitate to point it out, regardless of their opponent's hierarchical status. Because of these traits, INTJ Sigma males are more likely to work in jobs that need little or no social connection. This is because working with logical processes is far more comfortable than dealing with other people's erratic emotions and whims. These work environments are interesting, and he thrives in them. He navigates life like a chessboard, anticipating many outcomes and mentally untangling the journey's puzzle. They like to work alone and prefer to be self-sufficient, yet their self-assurance, efficiency, and organization make them highly valued and respected members of the team. Because INTJ Sigmas are not afraid to take charge, the best way to handle them is to take a hands-off approach and let them thrive. Because of his natural appetite for information, high standards, and desire for constant self-improvement, he is the man to get the job done right the first time. INTJ Sigmas dislike being in supervisory roles because they don't want to lead or be led. If it's essential, they'd rather pull the strings from behind the curtains. After all, a great leader is someone strong and confident enough in himself to forego the appearance of control, external validation, and useless honors. He'll finish what he needs to finish and then fade back into the shadows. Engineer, detective, lawyer, architect, or programmer are the best job matches because they require a combination of innovation, creativity, and cause and effect problem solving. These being said, let's continue with our second aspect of INTJ Sigmas, how they relate to relationships. It's a frequent myth that INTJ Sigma males despise all sorts of emotion and refuse to recognize human feelings. In general, they despise extreme displays of emotion and will avoid these intense circumstances. When you dig further, though, you'll find that the truth is more complicated. What they despise are overly emotional people. Because these displays are generally ineffective, this is difficult to endure and can anger the INTJ Sigma. INTJ Sigma males who are well-developed and mature are in touch with their inner world and, by extension, their emotions. They just prefer to express them differently. Rather than expressing their feelings, which is considered a waste of time and energy, they prefer to digest them inwardly and devise a productive action plan to best address their requirements. People who only come up with issues but offer no answers, or worse, are not open to solutions because they would rather drown in self-pity, irritate this character. When dealing with INTJ Sigma males, you're much better off logically stating what's upsetting you and either proposing solutions or starting a debate about how to proceed. We know these men are fiercely independent, secure, and self-assured, therefore romantic relationships don't come readily to them. He is perfectly fine to live alone and requires little more than his own company. So when he does decide to pursue romance, he will use his high standards to find someone who shares his values and will accept nothing less. Rather than jumping into a commitment, he will take his time to consider all factors and ensure that there is a good likelihood of things working out. This is because INTJ Sigmas are extremely loyal and take their responsibilities very seriously. They seek a meeting of the intellect, body, and spirit, where the two complement and challenge each other in a way that promotes each person's personal and relational growth. They desire to help the person they're with improve their lives, but they'll also work hard to understand and meet their partner's requirements. They will not hesitate to take a step back and end things if a relationship is stagnant or not working. While this may appear cruel at first, it saves both parties a lot of lost time and upset feelings in the long run. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and drop your comment.